one day I was looking at my Instagram and it just said Sisqo started following you. And I was like, it's happening. It's really happening. My name is Chinae Alexander. I am a lifestyle blogger without a blog. I'm like a terrible blogger because I don't actually write things down on a website, but I do tend to write long captions on Instagram. I am half South Korean and I'm half like English-Irish. My mom is the English-Irish one and my dad is the Korean one. What was really cool about my growing up is that I don't think I had a traditional Korean growing up. For a long time, it was my dad sitting at a TV tray making jewelry. I always saw my dad too as an entrepreneur. He didn't fall into that ideal Korean male. I know that his family was really tough on him for not being, a doctor or something a little bit more stable. And I remember my grandmother telling him, even at the time where he had come to America, had 26 clothing stores, was doing really well for himself, he was like still not really worthy. That's horrible. But the beauty of it is my parents never instilled that in me. My parents continuously have told me how proud they are of me, and every crazy harebrained idea I ever had, they said, okay, do it. We know you will. And every time I failed, my mom especially has been like, you always fail upward. I think that is what I attribute my success to, is maybe having a family that was even outside of their own culture. I like to transition the term to body confidence, because the thing is I think you can be confident and have kind of a range of how you feel about yourself. I think we're allowed to have good days in our body. I think we're allowed to have amazing days in our body. And I think we're allowed to have shitty days in our body. And I think sometimes we are allowed to not feel like we even want to be in here. There is an amazing amount of power that comes from the acceptance of that spectrum. And when you can accept that you will never be one thing every day, you are more forgiving of yourself. And if you're forgiving of yourself, you can create positive change. I remember listening to THONG song and being like, this is such a fun song. And I had this game that I would go to clubs or bars we were at, and I'd try to make the DJ play the THONG song twice in a row. I have to say that I was successful more than I was not. I said to one of my friends much later in life, I think it'd be so funny at my wedding to have Sisqo. Of course, we're gonna make him have like silver hair for this performance. Have him play the THONG song as my first dance. Now, anytime I mention him on Instagram, he'll like write me a DM, like a little smiley face or something. It's not just the generic heart. He cares. Skincare. The skincare thing. I think I was interested in products from day one, and I think that's inherently the Korean side of me. I love a great red lip, obviously. I think it is like the thing that can be such a pick-me-up. The one I am wearing today is Kevin Aquan, and I really love it. It's bright and it's orange, it makes me happy. This year I decided I don't want to take beauty so seriously. I want it to be fun. I don't know if a smile is a specific body part or feature, but for several years I would take photos on Instagram or whatever and I would never smile. I was so self-conscious about it. I was like, why would I just put on this happiness for the camera? I felt it was really this facade. And what I realized is that you don't have to smile because you're on camera, but you have to become happy. And so I spent the last few years becoming really happy. The power in feeling vulnerable enough to be happy because you are, and to let people know that is like a powerful thing. I hope that we can say that your nuance and the interestingness of your beauty, of your life, of your passions is perfect. It is perfect. Even though it's not. And I love, love, love having people that are Korean write me and say, I've never met a Korean girl like you. I take that as a compliment. Maybe they're saying it not as a compliment, but I take it as a compliment because to me, there's a lot of different types of people within a culture, and I think it's important and honest to recognize it. When I hear LiveTinted, I think of this spectrum. You know, I immediately think of a spectrum of people, of colors, of culture. And so for me, it's living in the comfortability that all of those things exist. Living in this spectrum of you're not going to feel the same every day. Everyone isn't going to be like you. Everyone isn't going to think like you. And that is the shit that makes this world worth living in. I want to live tinted, not only for myself, but I want to encourage other people to live within the spectrum of all these things that exist, because, you know, that shit is powerful.